Hi, this is James for Read More Comics. About a month ago, a little bit more than that, about 6 weeks ago, I talked about how I was revising my pull box. I'm sorry, not my pull box, my read pile. I've been running in this short box right here. And what I was doing is I was setting up three categories. What I realized pretty quickly is that the actual implementation of this strategy wasn't going to work for me at all. And so let me show you how I revised it and how it's improved both my reading enjoyment, but also helped me work through my back stock. So this box right here is the box I put all my new comic books. That doesn't mean that there aren't books that I haven't read that are in my collection, back issues for different runs I'm collecting. This is just my new comic book day pulls for the most part, maybe a couple other books as I come through it. Let me get this out of the way. And my books are going to want to slide forward. So this right here, if you haven't used Sidekicks, highly recommend these. You can get them online. If you just Google Sidekick and comic books, or comic book short boxes, you'll find this. It's American made. If you're in the States, they 3D print them. They're pretty durable. I've ended up just kind of, as I've gone through, needing more and more and more of these. I think I have maybe a half dozen of them or so, which seems to be just about the right amount. Okay, so let me get these books out of the way. These are books that aren't necessarily in a read pile per se. I got a Kickstarter book, and then I got the Stilt Scene from David Harper. Just haven't gotten around to those. So what I've done originally, let me start with this. Originally I had three categories, and this was going to be differentiated based on reading priorities. So these are the books that I wanted to read first, and I would be adding to these. Then these would be books I would get to next, and these would be books in my backlog that I was considering whether or not I'd be keeping them, or when I would get to them. And what I noticed is that this wasn't going to work for me, the practicality of it. Like, the books that would be up here would always be the priority, and I would never get to this bunch, and it would just keep building up. And so in implementation, what ended up happening is this would stay the same. Everything would go into this pile right here, and I changed the label to this to on deck. Like, this would be where I'm pulling my books for the top of my read pile. And so when I'm pulling my books, I would be looking at different criteria based on what attracted my attention. So right now, for example, I am reading fantasy. So we have Monstrous in here. Skinbreaker just finished up, so I put the last 4 issues of that. There were some Conan books. And so in the morning, when I typically read, while I'm drinking a cup of coffee, I'm going to pull out of this right here. It is eliminating decision fatigue, decision paralysis, just being overwhelmed by all the other books. I'm only looking at this small section here. And once this is finished, I replenish it by looking through all of the books back here and decide what I want to go for. A couple weeks ago, I decided I was going to pull all my DC books, put them right here, and that's what I read that week. I'm planning on next. I'm going to go through and pull out all my Ghost Machine books. And I'll kind of just go through that. What are these books right here? Oh yeah, I got Spider-Man. So that's my plan. So every time I get new comic book day books, they're gonna go here. In the back are 2 different types of titles. Let me move this forward. So I get these anthologies, which I really dig. But it's not a priority for me to read them because they're not part of a story. So we got the Supergirl one. from earlier this year. And then Fantastic Four, these are all facsimiles. I'm going to be honest, the book's been out for 60 years. I can wait a little bit. Here we have Fire and Ice. This title right here, I don't know what is up with the creative team. It took like a year for them to get to issue number 4. Issue number 5 isn't even solicited. Like if you look in League of Comic Book Geeks, I don't know what's going on. Here's a one-shot related to that. Another facsimile. This book right here, the last run of Star Wars, the last volume, really was stale. So this has been sitting here for a while. I'll probably get to it. And then Silver Surfer facsimiles coming out. I've got a so you get the idea. Those are books that I'm putting back there to kind of put in a holding pattern. And there was a book I was considering doing that. If I can find it. This is Lucky Devils. So because of an issue, a health issue with Ryan Brown, this title has been seriously delayed, which is okay. I'm going to read it. I'm just going to wait until the whole series comes out. It's taken about, I don't know, it seems like several months an issue. So I'm just going to put this whole thing. This is not in alphabetical order, which I don't know about you, but that really bothers me. So I'm going to put, let's see, Lucky Devils would go right here. And then the Supergirl title would go right behind this Supergirl book. Okay, so that's how I'm going to kind of go through this. And let me walk through the process, just kind of sum it up real quick after I fix this. Okay, so this is my must read. This is where I start every morning, pull a couple books out of this. I've been actually reading more, which intrigued me. For a while, I was only reading about a book a day. Now I'm reading maybe 3 books a day. So this will go pretty quick in the next couple days. I'm going to pick something in this. I usually look for some sort of uniting theme, like I pulled all the DC books, or I'm going to look at fantasy, or I might pull all the Image titles. Cartoon-based books like G.I. Joe here. It could be stuff with Godzilla in them. It could be anything that just attracts my attention. I'm going to put it in here and to replenish this, and this will be the stock I'm reading next. And then I have titles back here that are waiting for something. So I got Lucky Devils back here in my backlog. I'm waiting for those final 2 issues to come out. Or I have some facsimile books. Those might be things I read on a Saturday morning while I'm watching live streams or something like that. I don't know. They'll come out of there eventually. This is also where I'm going to put titles that I'm on the fence about. I had X-O-Man of War back in here, decided I wasn't going to finish reading it. I'd canceled the title. I'm going to give it to my grandkids. The same with Hornsby and Halo. Really didn't dig it. It wasn't for me. It was sitting like in my box, just taking up space. This is where I made that decision to cut it out of my read pile. I hope this helps. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. If you enjoy my content, please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about my organization system for my read pile. If there's something you do, let me know. I'd love to hear it.